volume. Okay, we continue. So, number 2 to class, the constant volume process. So, ano class yung constant volume process? If we have the constant pressure process, anong tawag doon? ISO? ISO what class? ISO? Ano class yung constant pressure process? Anong tawag doon? Di ba nakuha nyo last time?
Isobaric, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. So, that is isobaric. So, sa constant volume process class, tinatawag din siya na isometric process. Okay, pwede din siyang isometric process. And also, isochoric process. Okay? So, that is now the constant volume process. So, pag pinadraw class, the first one is the process on the PV and the TV plane. I mean, in the TS. Okay. So, bakit pinapakita ko to palagi? Para pag nag-draw na kayo ng schematic diagram during cycles, alam niyo na. Okay? So, we have the PV diagram. Okay, class. Palagi nyo nito yung PV diagram natin, ha? The PV. Ayan. Automatically, class, ito class na area na to. Alam nyo na to dapat. This is the subcold. Ayan, or the compressed region. So, yan. Sa gitna naman, class, ang tawag naman dito is yung nasa loob, class, is yung wet mixture natin. Ayan. And also, dito, class, is yung superheated region natin sa labas. Okay? So, in a PV diagram, in a constant volume process, automatically when you see constant volume process, straight line in class. So, from here, for example, superheated region yung point 1 natin. And this is a constant volume, so automatically 2. So, your specific volume at point 1 is equal to the volume at point 2. Kaya constant volume process. And also, in the TS diagram class, ayan. In the TS plane, so, ayan. So, iba na siya class. So, ito yung constant temperature natin, as well as yung constant pressure. Diba? Yan ito yung class. In a volume, class ito. Yan. From point 1 to point 2, dito class, constant pressure ang nangyayari. Dito is constant volume. So, the shaded portion class in from point 1 to point 2 here, in a constant volume process, ito class, excuse me, ito, yan. The shaded portion class is always the heat. Okay? Yung Q natin to. Take note of that. Pag sa TS class, pag may shaded portion ka, palaging heat yan. While in the PV, palaging work. Since from the figure, yung sa PV natin sa constant volume process, we all know that this is a constant volume. So automatically, kahit sa figure pa lang, makikita mo na ang work niya na is 0. Kasi walang shaded portion, right? Compare sa TS plane natin, we have the shaded region from point 1 to point 2. That is now the heat. So, meron tayong heat. Okay? So, this is a reversible constant volume process. Okay? So, sabi ko nga, sa PV plane, okay, wala tayong work sa non-flow. Okay, the non-flow work. Ayan. Okay. So this is the work of the non-flow process. So from the figure itself, wala talagang work ha. Zero sa constant volume process. As well as sa letter C, we have the transferred heat. Ayan, yung heat natin as Q, labeled as Q. Okay, so balikan natin yung simple energy equation we have here. The heat is equal to the internal energy at point 2 minus at point 1 and also the work of the non-flow. Since ang work non-flow natin is 0, automatically, yung transferred heat natin is from the internal energy at point 2 minus the internal energy at point 1. Okay? We can also make use of the equation class, but sometimes we can use this. Pero kung hindi siya given class sa problem, kung given na sa atin, yung i-derive mo class ng H. Okay. Wait, class. Yung enthalpy natin is equal to the PV plus U or the U plus PV. So we can use of this equation also. The enthalpy at point 2, the pressure at point 2, and the specific volume at point 2. Class, minsan kadalasan sa solution, yung volume refers to the specific volume. Okay? Kasi steam table yung gagamitin natin. Okay, class, that is now the enthalpy and also the point 1 minus the pressure at point 1 and the specific volume at point 1. So how do we can apply this? So an example, ito is an example natin sa constant volume process. Excuse me, class. Okay. Dito muna tayo. Okay, though, from example, so 1 kilogram of steam, 260 degree, with an enthalpy of 1861 kilojoule per kilogram is confined in a rigid tank. Rigid tank or irrigid? In a rigid container, so heat is applied until the steam becomes saturated. Okay, so take note of the word saturated. Okay, we need to determine the heat, the change in enthalpy, and the change in entropy, as well as the final temperature. Okay. Paano mo malalaman na constant pressure process yung binigay sa atin? Kasi sa problem, makikita nyo class the word confined in a rigid container. Okay? Ibig sabihin, andun lang siya, constant yung volume natin. Naintindihan? And also, another keyword is the heat is applied until. So this is now your point 2 state points or saturated na. Okay. Steam becomes saturated. Okay. Let's start solving a solution. Nasa tabi niyo ba kasi yung steam table niya? Raise your hands if you have your steam tables. Sige nga. Okay. 11, 13. Sige. Still counting. Ayan. Okay. Thank you, class. So, let's start the opening of our team table today. Di ba class, sabi ko nga, pag dito sa example, hindi naman sinabi that show the PV and the TS diagram. So, sa solution, palagi yan. Andyan ha. Okay. So, take note, sinabi dito sa problem, 260 confined and a rigid space. So, we draw now the PV. Paano po yan, ma'am? Okay. Di ba class, sabi sa problem, ano daw class? Confined in a rigid, constant yung volume until saturated. Hindi sinabi saturated, but automatically papunta yan na saturated. Saturated vapor. Okay. So, mamaya, titingnan natin. So, i-draw nyo muna yung PV and the TS diagram. Yan. Pero hindi mo pa alam yung mga state points. So, mamaya muna siya i-draw kung saan yung mga state points. I-ready mo lang siya. Okay, TS. Okay, let's start. Okay? So, punta tayo sa state 1. Okay, sa state 1. Ano yung given sa atin, class? State 1. Ang given sa atin, the given is the temperature at point 1 is equal to 260. Yeah, palitan natin ng kulay. Blue na lang yung solution natin. Okay, so take note. Ayan. Temperature at point 1 natin is 260 degrees Celsius. And yung given na enthalpy natin is 1,861 kilojoule per kilogram. Okay, saan ka pupunta? If you have this, considering na nasa isang rigid container, ibig sabihin, from point 1 to point 2, constant yung volume natin. Okay? Okay. Saan pupunta? Ayan na. Narinig yung steam table, di ba? Anong table? Punta tayo sa table. Table 1. Okay, page 6. Okay? Page 6. Okay, nakasunod ba lahat? Table 1, page 6. 260. Ayan. Table 1. Ayan. Nilalagyan ni ma'am para yung iba makasunod pa rin pag nireview. Okay. Take note sa 260. Yung Hg natin is mas malaki. 279.9 kilojoule per kilogram. We have also the HF. We have 134.37 kilojoule per kilogram. Parehas ba sa nakuha nyo, class? Raise your hands. Kung parehas. Ayan. So, na-notice nyo that the given, yung HF natin, malaki pa rin yung given natin, but hindi siya lalagpas sa Hg. Sabihin, sa imbawa, ito yung TS diagram natin. Example lang ha. Yan. Yung TS natin. So, this is the F. Hindi ko nga dito. Ayan. Ito, class. Take note. Dito yung F mo and this is your G. Ibig sabihin, yung H1 natin, magpo-fall under this area. Okay. So, dito yung 0.1 natin. Naintindihan? Yan. Dito yung 0.1. Kasi nasa gitna yung values niya. Diba? Approximately. So, ano yung gagawin natin? Para makuha natin yung sa 0.1, we will move on to the ano class yung gagawin mo? Pag alam mo na siyang wet mixture siya. Ano po yung kaya?
Quality po.
Yes. Okay. So, kunin na natin yung quality at 0.1. The quality at 0.1. Okay? So, yun yung hahanapin natin. So, you found your quality at 0.1. FG at 0.1. Okay? Quality at 0.1 now is equal to the, yan. Yung HFG class ando na sa table, huwag na tayo magma-minus. Okay? Ano yung given sa atin? 1.8. Ayan. 6.1. Sige, compute nyo na. Ano yung HF natin sa 260? Excuse me. 37. And also the HF1 is 1,662.5 kilojoule per kilogram. What is now your quality? 4 na decimal. Saan yung calculator? Sige. Chat nyo na class sa chat box. 43. Yung iba. Yung iba class. Ayan. Sige. So we have now 2.5. So we have 0.4371. So approximately 43.71%. Yan. Thank you, class. Okay, so we have now the quality at 0.1. But take note, hahanapin natin yung mga specific yung specific volume niya as well as yung enthalpy and the entropy. Okay. So, punta na tayo dito sa finding the internal energy at 0.1. So, gagawin niyo to plus the quality, the VFG at 0.1. Yan. Specific volume to class. The quality at 0.1. Yan. Okay. What is now your specific volume at 0.1? Sa steam table natin, doon pa rin tayo sa 260. We have 42.21 times 10 to the negative 3. Ay, mali. VG pala to class. This is VG. Ayan. So, balik tayo dito. We have 1.2755 times 10 to the negative 3. Ayan ha. Ngayon, pag-present ng solution nyo pa sa akin. What's the quality? VG. What is VG? 42.21 minus 1 point. Baliktad na kas times 10 to the negative 3 cubic meter per kilogram. Okay. What is your specific volume? Sige nga. Compute din nga ni ma'am. Huwag kakalimutan yung times 10 to the negative 3 ha. 1.2755. 71 times. Sige nga, what is your answer? 0.2755. What is your answer? May answer na ba? Tingnan sa chat box. Ayun. 19.17. Okay, yung iba, I'm waiting for the answer. Okay, so we have 19.168 times 10 to the negative 3 cubic meter per kilogram mass. Okay. We have now the specific volume at point 1. Proceed to the enthalpy. Proceed at the enthalpy at point 1. Enthalpy at point 1. Okay. Plus the quality UFG at point 1. Nilalagyan ko na class ha, ng quality at point 1. Yan. 260. What is UF1? UF1. We have 1128.39. Quality 0.4371. 140.6. Find the internal energy at point 1. Sige nga. 1128. And times 1,470.6. Ano na class? What is your answer? Wala pa? Sino mo na una? 189. Bakit iba-iba yung answer natin? Ano yung answer nyo? Cost ng iba? Ayun, akala ko. Yan. So we have the internal energy at point 1. Finding also in the entropy at point 1. So ganun yung class. Ulit-ulit ka lang yan. Master mo na to. Balik ka ulit dun sa steam table. Yan. Dito na tayo class. Sa entropy. 2.838 kilojoule per kilogram Kelvin plus 0.4371. Entropy natin 3.1181 Kelvin. So we have now the entropy at point 1. 4 decimal tayo, strictly 4 decimal sa entropy. Yeah. Ayun, dali-dali naman nila magsagot. O, pares ba yung sagot nyo? Tingnan ko nga, tingnan din ni ma'am. 4071 times 3.11, 81. So we have now 4.2467 kilojoule per kilogram Kelvin. Yes, we have solved everything. So nakuha na natin class, di ba? Okay, so if we read again the, how do you call this? If we read again the problem, what is now the property, the state point at point 2, the state at the point 2? We all know, sabi sa problem, constant volume. Bakit? Sabi, may word na rigid container. Pero sinabi doon, until ano class? And heat is applied until the steam becomes saturated. Becomes saturated. Pero ang gagawin na natin, we all know constant volume equal na yon. So yun magiging basis natin at point 2. Okay? Point 2. Yan. So saan ka pupunta na table? Sige nga. 168. 19. Anong table ka pupunta? Until it becomes saturated. Sige nga, sige nga. Saan ka pupunta? Saan ka pupunta, class? Ito yung basihan mo. Saturated daw. Heat, sabi dito, the heat is applied until it becomes saturated. Becomes saturated. Ano yung gagawin natin? Sige nga. What we will do, class? Kasi sa problem, sinabi, until it becomes saturated. Hindi na yung dati na may guide pa tayo. So, saan ka pupunta? Saan ka hahanap? Yan. Class. Any guess? Sige nga. Table. Table ano? Tapos ano? Table 3. Yung iba, anong guess? Table 3. Yung iba po, class. What is table 3? That is a superheated region. So, hindi pwede doon. Okay, class? Saturated. Hindi kadalasan naging saturated liquid yan. More likely, nangyayari is saturated vapor. So, yung quality natin, 100%. So, ang V specific volume at point 2 is ganito dapat. Equals sa VG. Okay. Saan tayo pupunta? Okay. Punta ulit tayo dun, class, sa table 1. Table 1 pa rin tayo. Table 1. Bakit table 1 pa rin? Sige nga. Table 1. Pero anong hahanapin mo sa table 1? Kasi temperature din yung given natin. Pero ngayon, ang state point na natin is yung same temperature pa rin po ba hanggang maging, maging saturated? No. Hindi na po siya same temperature. Ang mangyayari na lang, ang constant lang is yung volume. Kasi kung sinabi kong constant yung temperature, that is a isothermal process. Okay? Ibig sabihin, class, you will find or hahanapin mo yung values sa table wherein 19.168 cubic meter per kilogram. Ito na, hahanapin mo sa table 1, pero ang hahanapan mong table, column, tama ba? Column ba to? Column is yung column na ng saturated vapor. Saturated vapor. Yung VG mo or specific volume. Specific volume saturated vapor. Sige nga, hanapin niyo VG. Kasi sinabi sa problem, until it becomes saturated. Hindi pwede sa point sa table 2 kasi saturation pressure yon, as well as sa table 3 hindi naman sinabing superheated region siya. Pero kung sinabing superheated region siya, hahanapin siya doon sa table 3 wherein yung value is ganyan. Okay, nahanap niyo na, class, kung anong page siya sa table 1. Yung specific volume wherein yung saturated vapor natin is nagpo-fall under the column ng VG na ang value is 19.168. Okay. Page 7. Tingnan nga ni mom siya. Okay. Okay, so okay, class, nakuha niyo na. So, punta kayo doon sa page 7. Yan. May mga between pa kayo. Di alam nyo na class. Perfect na exam ni ma'am. Okay. Punta kayo dito sa Table 1, page 7. Ang temperature niya is between 306 and 307. Why? Yung specific volume niya at saturated vapor, ito 19.1619. Okay, ang unit times 10 to the negative 3 cubic meter per kilogram mass. And here, kung ayaw nyo class, lagyan ng unit sa baba, dito sa taas. Okay? Pag mag-present ng solution. 19.294. Ay, bakit 306? Units, no? 168. Ay, 307 pala, class. Naduling si ma'am. 307, 308. Okay? Ayan. 307. Ayan. Ulitin ko. We have 307 and 308. This is 19.294. Sa baba is 18,975. Bakit? Kasi yung given sa atin at specific volume at point to, ito yung V2 niya. 19.168. Okay, so nagpo-fall to class here. Nagpo-fall yung state natin, the constant volume at point 2, nagpo-fall siya between this value na 19.294 cubic meter per kilogram mass times 10 to the negative 3, okay? And also the 18.975. Ibig sabihin, hahanapin na natin yung iba niyang state points wherein yung temperature natin, yung internal energy natin, the entropy. Okay. So, ano na yung class yung magiging basihan mo dito? Okay? Mag-interpolate na tayo dito, class. Interpolation. Okay? To find the value at point 2, that the final temperature at point 2. And also yung sa iba. Okay. Sa 307 class, ano yung gagamitin yung class sa internal energy? Internal energy, what column? Sige nga i-chat nyo, anong column yung gagamitin nyo? Para ma-interpolate nyo. Class, what column sa internal energy? UG. Okay? Yung iba, ay wow, in-input na yung very good. Okay, so we have now, kukunin natin class is yung internal energy, saturated vapor, UG, in kilojoule per kilogram. We have also the HG, kasi sinabi until it becomes saturated. Okay? So, in kilojoule per kilogram. And the entropy at saturated vapor, kilojoule per kilogram Kelvin. Okay. So, doon na tayo doon sa internal energy at saturated vapor. We have 255 1.8. Sa baba niya is, plus dapat may ruler kayo ha. Kakaduling to na steam table. 0.1. Sa HG naman, we have 2724. Ay, 2734. Ayan, naduduling na si ma'am. 2734.3 5.64 17. Sa baba, we have class, paki-double check na lang pinasusulat ni ma'am. And we have also 5.6397. Okay. We need now to interpolate to find the values at state 2. Okay? So, interpolation, sa iba, baka hindi pa alam, ulit-ulitin ni ma'am. You have A, B, C, the Y, the X, and the Z. So, B minus A, C minus A, X minus Y, and Z minus Y. Okay, so you need to interpolate B minus A, C minus A, X minus Y, and Z minus Y. Okay, interpolate na class at T2. What is now your in temperature 2? Ano yung magiging value natin? So, ito magiging basis natin. 168 times 10 to the negative 3. And wow, galing class ha. Meron na kayong sagot. Okay, pakita lang natin sa mga classmates natin. 294 times 10 to the negative 3 per kilogram divided by the say. Pakita ko lang class ha. Maigusan pa si Mamang Sur. Pag nag-solution ka mo kasi paling po ini ha. Sa exercise, ma'am. Per kilogram times C minus A. C minus A. What is C? Times 308 minus 307 degrees Celsius. Mayayari, plus or minus? Plus A. What is A? 307. So, what is now yung temperature to? Ano na, class, tingnan ko asa siya. 307.39. Tama ba? Yung iba, what is your sagot? Sagot. 19.168 minus 19.294. Huwag kakalimutan na yung 0.975 minus 19.294. Okay. We have no B minus 3O. Class, bilisan nyo yung pag-solve nyo ha. Bilisan. Opo, class. So, make it right. And so, what is now the A? So, we have 307.39 degrees Celsius. So, this is now the temperature at point 2. 0.39. Okay, sa kabila naman class, sa internal energy at point 2. Okay, shift solve na lang si ma'am. Okay, kayo, what is your answer class? This is now your A. Ang magiging basehan nyo palagi class is yung given para hindi kayo malito. Okay? 2551. What is now your answer? Find ways kung paano nyo yan mapapadali. Hindi na ituturo ni ma'am. It's for you to discover. Ayan. Ano answer nyo class sa enthalpy? Tingnan ko ako meron. Oh, wala pa. Ay, enthalpy. Enthalpy. Internal energy. What is now your answer? Internal energy at point 2. Ayan. O, bakit iba-iba? 2 decimal. Yung iba? 2, 2, 2. Yan, may nakita na ako. So, the internal energy at point 2, computation ni ma'am is 2551.13 kilojoule per kilogram. Okay, so this is now 13. Punta tayo sa point 2 ng enthalpy. Enthalpy. Okay, enthalpy class. X minus 27.3. Ay, wow, may answer na. Dali-dali naman yung class, ha? Okay, sabi mo, ma'am, bilisan namin ang pag-compute. Okay. Okay. 2733. Tingnan ko ang answer niya. Point. Yan. So, we have 2733.40 kilojoule per kilogram. The entropy at point 2. Ang answer natin dito. Ayan. Entropy. Entropy na tayo, class. Move on to the entropy. Gamitin nyo kasi yung calculator nyo. Ay, wow. Ang dadali. Sige. 5.64. So, what is my answer? Ayan, nakuha niyo, class. Very good. 5.6447 kilojoule per kilogram. So, we have now, may kulang na unit. Kilojoule per kilo 7 to. Kelvin. Okay. Kelvin ba yan? Kelvin. Okay. So, yes, nakuha na natin yung state points. But what is asked in the question? First, we need to find the, ano yung pinapahanap sa ating class? We have now the heat. Ano yung gagamitin natin? Since the work, alam naman natin na internal energy plus the work. Since the work is 0, so we have now the Q due to the internal energy. Okay, what is internal energy at point 2? 13 minus at point 1. 1771. Ayan. Resolve nga class ng transferred heat. Okay. Oh, wala. Si ma'am na nga lang. Minus 1771.19. Answers nyo. In transferred heat class. Ayan. Thank you. Wow. Ayan. Magka-perfect na exam. Ayan. Binibilang naman kung ilang nag-participate. Madami. Thank you, class. So, the answer now is 779.94 kilojoule per kilogram. Okay? And in letter B, ano yung pinapanap sa atin? Now, we have to find the enthalpy, the change in enthalpy. We have the enthalpy at point 2 minus the enthalpy at point 1. So, we have the H2, 2733.4 kilojoule per kilogram minus the H1. H1, what is the H1? Yan, naririnig. Hindi natin kinompute yung H1. Ay, given pala sa atin yung H1. 1. Okay? The 1861 kilojoule per kilogram. So, the change in enthalpy. What is now the change in enthalpy? 2733.4 minus 1861. 1861 rin. Okay. Ayan. Dami-dami. Yes. Yes. So, the answer now is 872.4 kilojoule per kilogram. And sa letter C, pa-perfect yung class ng aking exam. Latsado. Okay. Letter C, we have the change in S. The entropy at 0.2 minus the entropy at 0.1. Entropy, 5.64 per 7. Ayan. Minus S1. Okay. What is now the entropy? Entropy. Wow, dali-dali. Dali-dali. Class mag-solve. 447 minus 4, 2767. Thank you, class. So, 1.398 kilojoule per kilogram Kelvin. Yes, may points na kayo. Tatlo na yung points nyo. Kasi yun palang pinapahanap. And letter D, pinapahanap sa akin is now the final temperature. So, we're in, ano yung final temperature natin? Sige nga, hindi ko i-scroll. Ano yung final temperature natin? Kung nagna-notes kayo dyan sa inyong maliit na notebook. What is now the final temperature? Wala. Final temperature, the state point, ayun. Yung notes. Wow. Okay. Thank you, class. So that is correct. So the the temperature at 0.2 now is here. Ayan, class. So, ayan yan. Yan. Very good. So we have now the temperature at 0.2. So, perfect yun na yung exam. Ayan. Ganyan lang naman kasi yung pagdadaanan mo para sa isang puntos. Okay? Oh, may kulang pa. Walang points yung ano nyo, PV and TS diagram. So, kanina, we have computed that the quality is on, the first point is on the, ilan percent? 43. So, dito yan. Hindi siya sa kalahati. So, mga dito yan. Okay. So, this is now your 0.1. Layo ng 0.1 natin. Ay, dito. Halimbawa, ito class yung, wait. Di ba ito yung hanggang 100%. Kalahati ito. 40 dito. This is now your state. The 0.1. So, this is a constant volume papuntang saturated. Ayan. So, dito yung 0.2 natin. Diba? Tama. Kasi sinali sa problem until it becomes saturated. Dito naman sa kabila. So, 40 kalahati, ito 40 plus. Dito yung 0.1 natin until it becomes saturated. Tama ba? Ay, mali pala yung ano ko. Tama, ito yung linya natin. But, since this is a constant volume, di ba? Nagkukurba siya, class. Ayan. Until it becomes a saturated. Ayan. So, papunta yon. Papunta doon yung point 2 natin. From this point to that point. So, hindi straight line yung sa constant volume natin. Okay? Naintindihan ba kasi yung constant volume? Right or wrong? Wrong or right? Right or correct? Okay? So, okay? Let's proceed class now to... Sige, raise your hands if you understand the constant volume process. Madali lang, class. So, ibig sabihin, class, hindi lang sa kung saan lang yung temperature lang yung hahanapin mo. So, pwedeng saturated liquid, saturated vapor. So, yun yung tricky part. So, hindi palaging si pressure ang given, hindi palagi si temperature ang given, hindi palagi si pressure. Kasi ang sa table natin is all saturated pressure and saturated temperature, saturation temperature. Okay, madami pang example dito. Okay, let's proceed now to